Welcome to Rising with Soccer.
Hello everyone. Coming to the last round of 16 match in Euro 2020, that is Sweden versus Ukraine. Sweden is in orange, Ukraine is in blue. Let's look into lineup and formations for both teams. Sweden will be going with their traditional 4-4-2 formation with Olsen in goal, Lindelof and Danielson in centre back partnership. On left back role they will be having Augustinsson. On right back role they will be having Lustig. Then coming to a central defending midfielder partners, there will be Igdal and Olsen. Then on wings, they will be having Emil Forsberg and Larson. Coming to a striker partnership, they will be going with Alexander Isaac, who is having phenomenal Euro 2020, and Quaison. Quaison is going to play because Berg is kind of a very experienced player, and a lot of energy was used against Poland. So I think Quaison should start this game. Coming to the Ukraine lineup, Ukraine will be going with a 4-3-3 formation with the two holding midfielders, with Bushan in goal. Centre back partners will be Zabrania and Matvienko. Then coming to the right back role, they will be having Karavev. On left back role, they will be having Mykolenko. On central defending midfielders, they will be having Zinchenko and Sidrochuk. And then Malinovsky in cam role. Then coming to the wingers, they will be having Yarmolenko, Zignokov. And on striker role, they will be having Yaremchuk. Looking at both teams, Sweden won their last game against Poland. It was very intense battle. Sweden won that battle in 3-2 scoreline in the last minutes of the game, and Ukraine lost their last match against Austria with a scoreline of 1-0. The scoreline could have been 2-3-0, but Austria didn't take their chances properly. Looking at the key battles in this game will be Yaremchuk versus Lindelof and Danielson. So Yaremchuk, we have seen Yaremchuk has able to score 2 goals in this tournament for Sweden. He is in good form, and he will be hoping to continue the same in this game also. Then Yarmolenko versus Augustinsson. Yarmolenko has been probably the best player of Ukrainian team. He creates a lot of chances. He likes to cut in. He likes to provide crosses, and most of the attacking, like 60% plus attacks of Ukraine, have been gone through him only. So whatever attacks they do, 60% of the time are going from Yarmolenko only. So Yarmolenko will be the biggest player on whom Sweden might be looking into to neutralize him in the game. Then coming to the left wing side for Ukraine, Signakov will be up against Lustig. So we have seen Lustig likes to attack. He is a very hard worker. He likes to attack. Also, he comes back to defense. Also, so a very industrious player. But whether he will be very good against Signakov, that needs to be seen. I'm hoping Lustig will be having one upper hand against Signakov in this game. Then coming to the Swedenian strikers, uh, Alexander Isaac and Quaison. Alexander Isaac has been provided 2 assists in this tournament, but he has not scored till now. So he will be hoping to score in this tournament because he has been a phenomenal player. Lot of talk about him joining any top clubs. So I think Alexander Isaac should get on score sheet in this game because he's looking pretty good. Uh, but he and Quaison will be up against Zabrania and Matvienko. Ukraine as a team defends really well, means both the teams are good in defending. Sweden drawn their first match against Spain. In second game they won against Slovakia. In third game Poland against also they won the game. So coming into the this game, Sweden has already won 2 game and drawn one. So Ukraine need to be fearful of them because Ukraine has only won 1 game and lost another two. So still they qualified. That's a good thing, but it will be a difficult game for them. And I think looking at the strikers, Sweden will be having an upper hand against Ukrainian defense. Then coming to the midfield battle, let's first look at the wings for Sweden. So on left wing they will be having Emil Forsberg, and right wing they will be having Larson or Kulsevsky. Kulsevsky played in the last game as a substitute and provided 2 good assists. So he might start, he might not start, depending on upon his injury return and his energy levels. But I think Sebastian Larsson is having a lot of experience and he will be surely starting this game. So they will be up against Karavev and Matvienko. Karavev had very bad match in last game. He dispossessed a lot of times. His passes were haywire in that game. Very bad game he was having against Austria. So he needs to because a lot of expectations were from him that he played the first two games very good, but in the last game he was very bad. So I'm not sure what if he plays bad again against Emil Forsberg. Emil Forsberg can punish Ukrainian side very harshly because he's a player to watch. He's a great player. So Ukraine needs to take care of Emil Forsberg. Otherwise, if Karavev misses some chances of clearances, Emil Forsberg surely will punish Ukrainian side. And on right side, as we have seen, Larson versus Mykolenko will be there. So Larson is having good tournament again. Mykolenko will be having a problem because he likes to attack again. But in this game, I guess against Larson, he would like to defend because this game can end narrow margin with 1-0 for any of the teams. So that needs to be seen how it goes. Then coming to the midfielders, we have Ekdal and Olsen for Sweden against Malinowski, who is a top assister of Ukraine. Then we are having Zinchenko and Sidorchuk. Zinchenko and Sidorchuk works as defending midfielders, and Igdal and Olsen also kind of does the same thing. So it will be a great tactical battle on the pitch because Ukrainian midfielders will be uh, over. They will be more in number against Sweden midfielders. But still, Sweden midfielders are pretty good. They are having long range of passing. They can create direct attacks. So it will be a good battle. And I'm hoping that Ukraine will give a tough fight to Sweden. Will be played at Hampden Park, Glasgow. So it's a neutral venue. Alexander Isaac is the player to watch from Sweden team, and Yarmolenko, the Ukrainian captain, is a player to watch from Ukraine team. I'm predicting Ukraine will be winning this game with a scoreline of 2-1 because they had one more day of rest and they did not use their energy completely against Austrian team. Whereas Sweden has used almost 75-80% of their energy against Poland to win that game. And I guess Ukraine will be much more energetic going into this game. And in the last four games which these teams have faced each other, Ukraine has come up winning three of them, and Sweden has won only one. So it can change also, but I guess Ukraine will be surely getting ahead of Sweden in this game. Looking the statistics for both teams in the last game, Sweden played against Poland. Position was 33%, which is less. Passing accuracy was lethargic. Shots 11 shots, but four on target. That's good thing. But still, it's like less than 40% of accuracy. They had six corners. And then looking at the Poland opposition took 18 shots, six on target, 33% accuracy. Position and passing accuracy was better for Poland in that game. So Poland was very attacking. They wanted to get a win so that they can survive in the tournament, but they could not because they lost the game. And coming to the Ukraine versus Austria game, Ukraine, you can see five shots only, one on target, and Austria 18 shots, four on target, and only one goal. So from Austria's point of view, I guess they could have scored three, four goals, but they only scored one. So which is very bad. Position wise, they were having more position. Passing accuracy was also good. Corners only four. So I guess Ukraine, and if you see the stats overall of both teams, Ukraine like to press high, 21 high turnovers, and Ukraine also played against good teams like Netherlands, Austria, North Macedonia. The short ending at halftime, you can see Sweden is having more pressing sequences. Ukraine is having more the build-ups, four build-ups done by Ukraine team. Direct attack, Ukraine likes to direct attack because they know Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk can link up very well to score the goals, but they are not able to get a goal in there via those direct attacks till now. 10 plus passes Ukraine is having. So Ukraine will be trying to get the hold of the ball in this game. and try to create these build-ups and passing sequences before getting a shot on goal. If Sweden is able to neutralize the threat of Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk, the game is there to win for Sweden. But if at all they are not able to neutralize Yarmolenko's threat, it will be very difficult for them to win this game. So I'm hoping for a great game out there. Uh, Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.